focus on the message. In this video, I want to talk about receiving information from people that you might not agree with, people that might look different than you. Is that valuable? How do you look past those things that you don't like? And is it a problem for you to not listen to people that have experience in situations that can help you, but you look at them, you see a certain thing, and you choose not to listen? Back in the old days, this was called kill the messenger, right? Because messengers would come in and tell the king or tell the queen or tell some person of power something that they didn't want to hear. Therefore, they would kill them. Now, of course, this was just their frustration. The messenger had nothing to do with the message. Just because this person shows up and tells you that this person died, or that your girlfriend's cheating on you, or that your boyfriend was out last night with another girl, doesn't mean that that person's the bad person. 9 times out of 10, that person might be the best person for you because they're the ones telling you the truth. So a couple of different examples I want to talk about. Number one, I did 6 years in federal prison. While I was in federal prison, I went to a program in Butner, North Carolina that was a drug program that taught us a lot about how we think, how our brains work as addicts, and how we rationalize these things in order to tell ourselves it's okay, right? Well, there was this guy that was there, right? Black guy. His last name was Floyd. No relation. But he was such a racist piece of all the time, okay? It was super hard to listen to anything this dude said because we all knew that he threw around the word cracker. These crackers, these no good crackers, cracker this, cracker that. Now, this should not be something that is just okay, but you know, hey, you're in federal prison, what are you gonna do? He's running around saying racist stuff, and if the white boys was running around saying racist stuff like that, then they definitely wouldn't have got away with it, you know? But that's not the point of my story. The point of my story is I hated this dude. I could not stand this dude, right? But one day he stood up in one of our classes and he said something that made a whole lot of sense to me. He said, words are like bullets from a gun. Once you say them, you can't get them back. And as I sat there in that class and I was like hating on this dude, a light bulb went off. Bing! And I was like, that makes perfect sense. Because I was the type of person that would say things in fits of anger or whatever. And I never really thought about how it affected the people in my life. But once I kind of heard that, it made me think back to how this person had responded to certain things that I had done. How, you know, I had affected this person or that person by saying certain stuff to them. And the fact that I hated this dude was something I had to overlook. I had to look past that and look at the lesson. Don't kill the messenger, you know, pay attention to the message. And I did, and I still remember that, bro. And that's been, holy shit, 2008, something like that. You know what I mean? So you're talking a long time ago. And I still remember that. And I still remember being able to look past the ugliness of his face, his character, his everything that I hated about him, and take that one thing that he said and be able to apply it to my life in a way that made me a better person. Okay? Another example I want to talk about. I don't know if anybody on this channel watches Dwayne from Dry Creek Wrangler School. So if you don't, man, go check that dude out. I'm going to pop up his channel right here real quick. This is an older cat that started out like doing horses and stuff like that. And he started talking about lessons in life. And I think his channel is very helpful if you're not looking for a quick edited, you know, YouTube thing, because he just sits down, he talks about what he wants to talk about, and he turns off the phone. You know what I mean? But he said something that was super important as well. I was listening to him. I've been watching him on a couple days a week, hoping to expand my way of thinking too, because this man is very wise. He's very experienced at life. And he started talking about the Bible. Now, I'm not a Christian person. He started talking about the Bible. And as soon as he started talking about the Bible, he said, now let me stop for a second and let me talk to y'all about one thing. He's like, if you are such a narrow-minded person that you can't look past the word Bible or Christian or something because of your beliefs to learn the lesson that I am about to tell you, then you should just go ahead and click off now. And that made me not click off. And I'm sure it also made a lot of other people click off too, because he was challenging us. He was challenging his viewer right there in the moment to not be narrow-minded. And he was calling us out for being narrow-minded. So every person in that moment that was there to actually learn something felt themselves narrowed down to that narrow mind as he was talking about, because they came in with this open expectation to listen to something and learn something, right? But as soon as that Bible word was said, that narrow mind had come down and a lot of people wanted to click off, and he stopped that because he had a lesson. And it didn't matter if the Bible was what taught the lesson. It didn't matter if his reference was from the Bible. That didn't matter. The lesson was still there. And I thought that was super powerful. It made me think about a lot of different things right there in that moment, just for that one little thing, man. So if you can't get past what someone looks like, whether it be the color of their skin, or whether they're male or female, or whether they're whatever else it is that you don't really believe in, you're only hurting yourself. Which brings me to the final part of this, was this comment that I received right here on a video that I put up. Now the video was about, it's titled, "Our Expectations Enhance Our Disappointment." And what it was about was my expectations for the day were a certain way, and when that expectation wasn't met, I allowed it to upset me to the point of like talking to people crazy and just being really pissed off for hours. And when I really started to think about the expectations and how it had affected me and how that wasn't relevant to the situation, and my expectation was what was wrong, like if I wouldn't have expected it to be okay, then it wouldn't have upset me so much. That was the whole point of my video. But someone comes in and they're like, I look at that flag nonsense you've got on your head and feel offended. Now, I wasn't super nice in my response. I try to normally be pretty cordial, but in my response, man, I was pretty upset in that moment again, you know. My expectation might have been wrong right there as well, because I should expect people to say these things in the comments, right? 9 times out of 10, it's 100% love, but there are some like this. So I said, laughing my ass off, then this isn't the place for you and your ultra-sensitive self. It's so funny how people like you make a judgment on one thing without listening to the lesson. And then I think this is a person that hates America, that lives in America. I think it's a left-leaning individual that is brainwashed by the media and whatever they watch on their TikToks or whoever they follow that continues to tell them how horrible America is. So I said, do you live in America? Because if you do, I truly feel sorry for you. And I really do. Keep drinking the Kool-Aid. We don't want you here for real. Now, what I mean by we don't want you here for real, I don't even mean America. I mean on my channel. Because I don't want you on my channel if you feel that way. I wear this flag because I am proud to be an American. You know, I've been to prison, spent 10 years of it from the American government or whatever that other victimhood stance people would put themselves in to be oppressed and all that horseshit. I think all that's horseshit. I think you can get out here and do and be whatever you want. You just have to set goals and obtain your goals. But it really... I've been thinking about this for a couple days, you know what I'm saying? Because like this person couldn't get past it. Like the message was good in the video, you know? I was just trying to set your brain up for expecting things to be the worst that they can be, so that way when they are good, it feels better. Because when we expect everything to be awesome and something bad happens, it makes us feel bad. But if we're expecting down here and we get up here, we're going to feel good. And whoever this Elizabeth person, they missed the whole point because of a flag. That's sad. That is really sad. And it's sad that our country and our world has come to this, to where everything has to be left and right, black and white. I just don't think that's necessary. I think we can all get along. I think we can all move forward. And social media can help with those things, and it can also hurt with those things. Because my response to this person went out. Did I ever get anything back? No, because people just go in, drop a comment, you know, and they don't care about having a conversation. They don't care about learning anything. All they care about is telling you what they think and then rolling out. And They don't even respond to the messages. This isn't the first one. The last one I got was something like, nice American Scully, America sucks. And it's like, really? Like, you seen this because my thumbnail has me with an American flag in the thumbnail. You clicked on the fucking thumbnail just to come in and leave a comment. Wow, good for you. Proud of you. I'm proud. Does that make you feel good? I used to be an angry person, and I used to do some of the similar stuff. There would be some opinion on some social media post that I didn't like, and I would just go in there and rant and rave and act like I knew everything and get kicked off, not have money for 30 days because that's the app that I was tattooing through. But I've learned to not be that person, and this channel is based around a lot of that. It's based around not being an addict, not letting the outside world control everything that you go through emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things that we see on the TV, these things that we see on TikToks and all that stuff, and then you turn to, scroll to the next TikTok and here's some person absolutely losing their mind over something that's happening on the other side of the world. Now, maybe I'm just not a sensitive enough person to even care about the stuff that doesn't affect me on the other side of the planet. I don't know if that's like a real crazy way of thinking, but I try to care about what affects me right here. What affects my family? What affects the people I love? What affects the things that I own and have? And what affects my path and the path of my family moving forward? Sometimes politics might have a little something to do with that. Sometimes it might change a few things here or there. But I am not going to give it so much energy that I can't get the other tasks that I have to do accomplished. I'm just not. So stop focusing on, and I'm saying this to me as much as I am to you, bud. That's the truth. Because I still have judgmental thoughts just like every other human being on the planet. We all judge, we all think, we all feel a certain way. So I'm talking to myself just as much on this right here too. I'm not going to respond to these comments this way anymore. I'm not even going to give them the energy to say anything like that. That's my goal. That's one thing I'm going to set for myself moving forward. I hope I don't make another video where we talk about these comments like this. And I probably will. You know what I mean? Because that's what we do, right? So I guess to summarize all of that, I just told you how to do something, what to expect, and then I told you that I wasn't going to do it myself. This is the way the world works. We don't really know what we're going to do from 1 minute to the next. We don't really know how we're going to respond from 1 minute to the next. The only thing we can do is set our brains up like being on a baseball field. I remember when I was a baseball player at a young age, I remember my coach telling me, he's like, every single time the ball's hit, every single time a person comes up, whether they hit the ball, whether they get on base or not, something's different. And you need to be thinking to yourself, what am I going to do if the ball's hit to me? You're standing on shortstop, there's somebody on first. What are you going to do if the ball's hit to you? You're tagging second because that's going to get the second baseman out, right? Nobody's on base. What are you going to do if the ball comes to you? You're going to throw it to first because that guy right there, these things right here have to be set in your brain so that you know what to do when the situation presents itself. So I hope this helps. I hope somebody can get something out of this, bro. A lot of times these videos are me wrapping the things around in my own head too. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to you. I'll edit this video. I'll look at this video and the things that I'll see will remind me to behave in a different way too. So till next time, don't sweat the petty things, pet the sweaty things.